Alright, we got most overpowered ability in anime 2020 to 2023. I'm just seeing advance, you know what I'm saying? There's probably gonna be some spoilers. Like I saw One Piece things and like you know what I'm saying? Might as well
Simply
say it since the
harnessing the
begin
power of
from the
elements
beginning,
and
you
a
know?
destructive magical power capable of changing reality. Every new anime series these days brings about a totally new kind of ability for fans to discuss and debate upon, while some of
My
these
Hero
abilities may
Academia
be
is still on
generic,
those
others
laces,
are
bro.
outright broken abilities that seem too much to be
Oh,
possessed
we
by
got
even a
Luffy.
fictional
Gear
character.
5.
We all love watching the flashy display of special ability at a climactic moment. Well, here are the top 10 most overpowered anime abilities from the year 2020 to 2023. Let's start with Sho Kusakabe's Severed Universe.
Never heard of this one. Dojo Adventure.
Fire Force is a universe stacked with
Fire Force
strong
is
fire
nice. I
abilities,
stopped
but
watching.
as
I
of
didn't
now,
finish
none
it,
come
but
close to Sho's Severed Universe. Well, in the anime at the very least. Using this ability allows him to stop all motion in the area around him while he himself moves at a normal speed, which to others looks like he moved faster than the speed of light. One of the instances where Sho displays major use of this ability is his battle against his brother Shinra Kusakabe. They both fight it out, with Shinra using his technique Rapid to move at the speed of light, while Sho's using his Severed Universe. This ability makes Sho nearly invincible. It makes it look like he stopped time. That isn't really the case here. He does this by rapidly stealing heat from the universe, cooling it down, causing the natural expansion of the universe, and as a result, he's able to just slow down time. Though he can only use this ability for a short period of time because the cold affects him as well, it's still one of the most broken abilities to exist. If done right, and if he finds a way to counter its limitations, Sho could virtually be the fastest being in the series.
Interesting.
Before we continue, have you ever wondered how it would feel to play one of the best manhwa out there? Well, you're lucky to have today's sponsor.
Pay
Based
your
on the
bills, bro.
globally
You gotta pay.
successful
Ooh, what's
webtoon
this?
Tower of God, the webtoon sensation Tower of God,
What's this?
Viol and SSR Shia are coming along with costume.
Oh, we got
Kenpachi,
Kenpachi.
and it's called the Visionary. His ability allows him to
Yeah,
manifest
his power is
anything he
insane,
imagines
bro.
into
If he was not
existence,
childish,
even to the
bro, he
point where
probably
has
would be the
power to
strongest in
manipulate
Bleach.
life, seeing as when he imagined himself dying,
But he's still immature and
because of
he's
that.
still
He could also
childish, bro.
manifest material things out of thin air, like how he pulled out dozens and dozens of guns and miraculously stopped Zaraki from cutting him, even for a moment, which is an amazing feat in itself. Not only that, but he could
Dude,
also
Kenpachi
imagine
is such a
himself
badass,
instantly
bro.
healing, becoming stronger, making a
Kenpachi.
clone, and even throwing a massive meteor at Zaraki. However, his
He got
abilities
sliced
do
in
come
half,
with
bro.
limitations which show just how crazy his imagination can be, and he definitely isn't one of the smarter characters in Bleach. If his ability was to be used by someone like Aizen, well, let's just say Bleach would have never even started. There's no
Facts.
ability more broken than his, because his imagination is literally the limit, which is why when he failed to imagine a body that could hold Zaraki's strength, you couldn't help but slap your forehead.
But he was fighting Kenpachi and just he started thinking that he lost, bro. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Up next, we have the Dark Edgelord himself, Shadow, the main character of Eminence in Shadow. The series first looked like a normal isekai, but after its release quickly caught a lot of popularity, becoming one of the top contenders of its season. The show's crowning moment is Shadow's ultimate attack, I Am Atomic. The very first time Shadow used this technique was in his fight against Zenon. The fight was already one-sided, but being the edgelord he is, Shadow released his most powerful ability to completely overwhelm his foe. To use this attack, Shadow gathers all the magical power he can muster and condenses it into his weapon. Now, once the weapon strikes its target,
I need to watch it, bro. I watched the. I did read the manga, but
everything in his environment. This attack essentially makes him become a nuclear weapon that even affects space itself. There's no radiation, and it can even make a barrier where the ones inside it won't be affected. Not only that, this ability has a lot of variations, from making it heal people in a certain radius, or he can use it to transform his sword into 9 dragons. This
What the
over-the-top display of
fuck?
power with the chilling voice acting and animation sequence has garnered a lot of hype for this series.
who the fuck watches this in anime and fucking English, but I'm dubbed, bro. My Hero Academia.
Moving on, we have a villain that has one of the most despicable quirks in MHA, Shigaraki's Awakened Decay. In the battle between heroes and Paranormal Liberation Front currently going on, Shigaraki, despite being unable to complete his modification entirely, was able to awaken his quirk. With a loose wire making contact with the fluid he was brewing in, Shigaraki was fully woken back up. Without even really trying, Shigaraki decays not only the hospital, but the immediate area around it as well, soon turning everything into chaos. The nearby cities were also caught in the range and many lives were lost in this act. Awakened Decay lifted all previous restrictions on his quirk. The day Decay first manifested, it was only capable of turning a house to dust in a few minutes. Once an adult Shigaraki restored its true power, it even reached greater heights, being able to level entire cities in a few moments, decaying anything that happened to be in the vicinity. Now, Shigaraki doesn't even need to touch his targets, he can just place his hand on the ground and everything turns to dust. He can also control decay to a point where certain targets won't be affected. It's a deadly quirk, well suited for the now main antagonist of the series.
He died? No way. I thought it was one for the second one, the ranking. Gear 5.
This has got to be one of the most anticipated fights of this season. In the final showdown of Luffy versus Kaido, after being defeated by Kaido for the third time, Luffy manages to awaken his Gomu Gomu no Mi, achieving Gear 5. This strengthens his rubbery body and allows him to manipulate and transform his environment as he pleases. Luffy's already rubbery body gains freedom and flexibility that surpasses what he would receive from any of his previous forms. You can say it's the peak of...
Quoi? Maman, de quoi tu parles? T'as dit quoi? Je suis en train de faire une vidéo, hein.
Sérieux?
Ouais.
Ah, je pensais que tu regardais anime, c'est ce que j'ai.
Quel anime?
C'est la vidéo, ça.
Mais est-ce que tu veux faire quoi?
J'ai dit que tu regardes anime, c'est ce que j'ai.
Non, mais je fais une vidéo, mais si tu veux faire que je fais maintenant.
J'ai fini.
Ah.
Luffy's power, he's now able to fight with as much creativity as he possibly can.
You got the same power to do the Blitz. You can just imagine anything you want and can do it. But he's less powerful though.
He can take direct hits from Kaido's Bolo Breath and it didn't even deal too much damage. At his best, he can turn himself into a giant. He even showed the ability to turn everything he
And that's only a fraction of his power, but
it's
not.
He
can't really control it to full
Kaido. This power-up
capacity.
turns one of the most ridiculously overpowered characters, and if he masters it, will almost entirely be invincible in this form.
I don't think so. Joe Boy. Girl 5th. Sword Earth Online. Oh. I didn't see this anime in a minute, bro. Holy fuck. I didn't see the anime in a minute, bro.
Moving up, we have another overpowered time-related ability. It's Berkoli's Time Slash. During the large-scale battle of humans versus monsters in the underworld, one of the main threats to humans was the appearance of Vector, Emperor of the Dark Territory. Berkoli goes to face Vector, but gets completely overwhelmed during this fight. Being unable to do anything, he sits there waiting for his demise, but his dragon partner comes along and distracts Vector for a single moment, which gives Berkoli enough time to use his ability, Time Slash, with the time-piercing sword. By using this ability, Berkoli is able to slice the past of someone, bringing about instant death on his target. This overpowered ability
Pretty sure it was not over after that, right?
Story progressed. Defeating Emperor Vector couldn't have been an easy task for anyone else, not to mention Vector had nearly infinite health. The Time Slash completely drained his durability, erasing him from existence, as with one attack, he didn't even exist in the first place. Not only that, but this attack can also slice the future, as it has the properties of the system clock that can interfere with time in the underworld server. This was surely one of the best executed fights in all of Sword Art Online, from the sharp animation to beautiful choreography.
I remember I watched this, but it's been so long, bro.
Moving on, we have Rimuru Beelzebub.
Last time I saw, I fucking watched Sword Art Online was like 3 years ago, back in high school.
Despite having a large arsenal of skills, the most overpowered ultimate skill that Rimuru possesses is the Gluttonous King Beelzebub. This skill has multiple attributes, the most important of which are the attributes of Predation and Mimic. Predation allows Rimuru to absorb the target whole, while Mimic allows him to use the skills and abilities of the target absorbed. Rimuru uses Beelzebub on Demon Lord Clayman during the events of Wall Purges. After they face off in Mortal Kombat, Rimuru easily overpowers Clayman, leaving him in the hands of despair. While Clayman is laying down contemplating his choices, Rimuru uses Beelzebub to finally
Wait, they
digest him. The
already
ability
got her?
also allows Rimuru to absorb the target's
I'm pretty
soul,
sure she's a
which
demon
made
lord,
Clayman's
right?
revival obsolete. Some other attribute Beelzebub has is imaginary
Rimuru is already a
space,
demon
where
lord
Rimuru
in-
has unlimited space inside
in the
of him
anime?
after he absorbs a target.
Damn, I
He
need
can
to go
also
back
use
watch it
Food
again
Chain,
then.
where he can copy a less effective version of his subordinate skills and can even give skills to them if they're compatible. It's both an attack type and support type ability that makes Rimuru one of the most dangerous beings in Tensura. Not to mention, this is only one of his many ultimate skills.
Facts.
本当に君はいつも正しい。
What's this? Gojo Satoru. Jujutsu Kaisen Domain.
Next on our list we have the famous and well-renowned sorcerer Satoru Gojo, known as the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer in the world of Jujutsu Kaisen. Gojo has captured a lot of popularity with his classic and enthusiastic personality. His character is a balance of a cold-hearted killing machine and a caring sensei. One of the strongest abilities is his domain.
He's a psychopath
expansion.
as well,
He
but let's
first
not forget
displayed his
that.
mastery over his domain when he used it to counter Jogo's coffin on the Iron Mountain. Ultimate Void was the more refined of the two domains and easily suppressed coffin of the Iron Mountain. Once caught by the domain, the target will be sent to a place resembling the center of the universe where he'll be able to see and feel everything while not being able to see or feel anything at the same time. Gojo explains this phenomenon as the action of perception that people take in life being forced upon them infinitely. This is totally one of the strongest domain expansions we've seen throughout the series. All the target could do was stare at the void and wait as Gojo will ruthlessly obliterate them. This domain is a sure win ability that can't be dodged or avoided. The fight was completely one-sided, showing an overwhelming difference in strength between both parties. But is there a domain that can beat Gojo's? Well, make sure you stay tuned to Jujutsu Kaisen to find out.
There's definitely some.
Let's move on to Pucci's Made in Heaven.
私の新たなスタンド。
JoJo Adventure again. I don't see the hype of this fucking anime, bro.
メイドインヘブン。
I watched season 1.
JoJo
Season
has
2,
one of
I
the
liked
most
it,
unique
but
power
after that,
systems
then
called
I didn't keep-
stands. The physical
I didn't keep up with the
manifestation of
series.
a person's fighting spirit. Each
This
stand
one I
is
watched it.
unique and has a distinct ability that separates them from the others. In some cases, a stand's power is simple and straightforward. On the other hand, there are some stands that possess incredibly complex and powerful abilities. The latter is the case of Enrico Pucci's Made in Heaven, the antagonist of JoJo Stone Ocean Arc. The real extent of this stand was witnessed in the battle between Pucci and JoJo's squad, where JoJo's squad was completely annihilated, with only Emporio left alive, barely escaping. Made in Heaven has the ability of time acceleration, which makes it possible for him to dramatically speed up the flow of time and also counter abilities that function with a time limit like Star Platinum's time.
Hold on, hold on, hold
This
on.
allows Pucci to move
Yeah.
at extraordinary speed and also speed up the life cycle of the entire universe, effectively resetting the universe, which references Einstein's theory of relativity. If
What
you're in
the
a cold
fuck?
environment, you freeze instantly. If you're in a hot environment, you'll burst or end up in flames or melt. The
Holy
ones who aren't
fuck.
affected by this attack are only Pucci himself and God. This ability is so complex that I might need to make a whole new video just to explain how it works. No wonder it was considered by Dio to be the ultimate stand.
これはメイドインヘブンによって約束された新しい世界だ。来い、ベヌス殿。
Annus for the gold.
お前は言ったな。転生後は魔力の1割も使えぬものだと。俺とてそうだ。
When talking about overpowered abilities, you can't leave out one of the strongest anime characters to ever exist. Arnos Voldigode, the reincarnation of Demon King of Tyranny.
Great
Arnos
anime, by the way.
possesses
If you
many
didn't
strong
watch it, you should
abilities that
watch
push
it.
some anime fans to consider him the strongest anime character. But the one which stands out the most is Demon Sword Venus Donowa. Sometimes claimed as the abolisher of reason, it's a sword created by Arnos himself. A slice of this sword can destroy anything that exists, no matter how durable or infinite it may be. Arnos uses this sword in his battle against against Melheis, and to finally put an end to the clash, Arnos calls upon his sword and sends a sword slash towards Melheis, who is about to escape through a portal. Melheis notices the slash and dodges it in time, but suddenly his legs are cut from his body, as if he was still slashed by Venus Donowa. This is because Venus Donowa destroyed the reason and logic that avoiding the attack meant dodging it. It destroys the order of the known world, including what's the right and wrong answer on a test. This scene explicitly describes the power of Venus Donowa, which can alter any laws that stand in its way. A
Damn.
ridiculously strong ability for an already ridiculously strong character. And that's it for my list of the top 10 most overpowered anime abilities. But with so many new
Change is not
anime
even
and
in there,
even
bro.
stronger characters